James and the Giant Peach, Chapter 27, continued. But the Cloudmen were much too busy with what they were doing to have noticed the great peach floating silently up behind them. Then the watchers on the peach saw one of the Cloudmen raising his long, wispy arms above his head, and they heard him shouting, "All right, boys, that's enough. Get the shovels." And all the other Cloudmen immediately let out a strange, high-pitched whoop of joy and started jumping up and down, waving their arms in the air. Then they picked up enormous shovels and rushed over to the pile of marbles and began shoveling them as fast as they could over the side of the cloud into space. "Down they go," they chanted as they worked. "Down they go. Hail and snow, freezes and sneezes and noses will blow." "It's hailstones," whispered James excitedly. "They've been making hailstones, and now they're showering them down onto the people in the world below." "Hailstones," the centipede said. "That's ridiculous. This is summertime. You don't have hailstones in summertime." "They are practicing for winter," James told them. "I don't believe it," shouted the centipede, raising his voice. "Shh," the others whispered, and James softly said, "For heaven's sake, centipede, don't make so much noise." The centipede roared with laughter. "Those imbeciles couldn't hear anything," he cried. "They're deaf as doorknobs. You watch." And before anyone could stop him, he cupped his front feet to his mouth and was yelling at the Cloudmen as loud as he could. "Idiots!" he yelled. "Nincompoops! Halfwits! Blunderheads! Asses! What on earth do you think you're doing over there?" The effect was immediate. The Cloudmen jumped around as if they had been stung by wasps. And when they saw the great golden peach floating past them not 50 yards away in the sky, they gave a yelp of surprise and dropped their shovels to the ground. And there they stood, with the moonlight streaming down over them, absolutely motionless, like a group of tall, white, hairy statues, staring and staring at gigantic fruit as it went sailing by. The passengers on the peach, all except the centipede, sat frozen with terror, looking back at the Cloudmen and wondering what was going to happen next. "Now you've done it, you loathsome pest," whispered the earthworm to the centipede. "I'm not frightened of them," shouted the centipede, and to show everyone once again that he wasn't, he stood up to his full height and started dancing about, making insulting signs at the Cloudmen with all 42 of his legs. This evidently infuriated the Cloudmen beyond belief. All at once they spun around and grabbed handfuls of hailstones and rushed to the edge of the cloud and started throwing them to the peach, shrieking with fury all the time. "Look out!" James cried. "Quick, lie down, lie flat on the deck." It was lucky they did. A large hailstone can hurt you as much as a rock or lump of lead if it's thrown hard enough. And my goodness, how those Cloudmen could throw! The hailstones came whizzing through the air like bullets from a machine gun, and James could hear them smashing against the side of the peach and burying themselves in the peach flesh with horrible squelching noises. Plop, 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 and then ping, 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 as they bounced off of the poor ladybug's shell, because she couldn't lie as flat as the others. And crack! One of them hit the centipede right on the nose, and crack again as another one hit him somewhere else. "Ow!" he cried. "Ow! Stop! Stop!" But the Cloudmen had no intention of stopping. James could see them rushing about on the cloud like a lot of huge hairy ghosts, picking up hailstones from the pile, dashing to the edge of the cloud, hurling the hailstones at the peach, dashing back again to get more. And then, when the pile of stones was all gone, they simply grabbed handfuls of cloud and made as many more as they wanted, and much bigger ones now, some of them as large as cannonballs. "Quickly!" cried James. "Down the tunnel or we'll be wiped out." There was a rush for the tunnel entrance, and half a minute later everyone was safely downstairs inside the stone of the peach, trembling with fright and listening to the noise of the hailstones as they came crashing against the side of the peach. "I'm a wreck," groaned the centipede. "I'm wounded all over." "It serves you right," said the earthworm. "Would someone kindly look at and see if my shell is cracked?" the ladybug said. "Give us some light," shouted the old green grasshopper. "I can't," wailed the glowworm. "They've broken my bulb." "Then put in another one," the centipede said. "Be quiet a moment," said James. "Listen, I do believe they're not hitting us anymore." They all stopped talking and listened. Yes, the noise had ceased. The hailstones were no longer smashing against the peach. "We've left them behind. The seagulls must have pulled us away out of danger. Hooray! Let's go up and see." Cautiously, James was going first. They all climbed back up the tunnel. James poked his head out and looked around. "It's all clear," he called. "I can't see them anywhere."